Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. Welcome to this session in which I have with me a NABARD Grade A Officer, Mr. Siddhesh. Warm welcome to you, Mr. Siddhesh, on our channel.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
I would actually call him sir rather than Mr. Siddhesh because what a wonderful journey it has been, right? I would like to give his brief introduction. In this session, we are going to discuss the strategy of a topper, but more than the preparation strategy, this will be a motivation dose for all you guys there who are lazy and are thinking, I will not be able to make it. So Mr. Siddhesh is currently, he was working in GIC as assistant manager when he cleared NABARD Grade A examination. And let me tell you one thing, that Mr. Siddhesh, prior to be working in GIC, he was working as an assistant professor. He has the experience of teaching for 8 to 9 years. So the all in all experience of working is more than 10 years. And still he had the motivation to upgrade himself to become an officer, and he could clear this examination. So it is a wonderful story, wonderful journey, Mr. Siddhesh.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
And
you, ma'am.
we congratulate you from our entire team, from all our students.
Thank you.
So please tell us something. आप कुछ बताइए अपने बारे में कि कैसे नाबार्ड देने का मन किया, क्या पहले करते थे, पास आउट कब हुए?
Actually, ma'am, 2010 I have done my engineering. After that, I have started teaching because teaching was my passion. So I was teaching around 8 to 9 years. In between, I have done my masters also in computer, that is Master of Engineering. And after that, I was appearing for the various examinations of banks, IBPS, but unable to clear some of the main exam. I was used to clear prelim exam, but main exam, because of lack of preparation, lack of availability of time because of the my hectic schedule and everything. But after some time, I started to give some more time to my studies, and in 2019, I have cleared GIC exam. In between, also I have cleared IBPS PO also, main exam also. Even I have appeared for the IBPS interview also, but not able to clear the exam final cutoff. In 2019, I have cleared the GIC, and after that, I still think that I should go ahead for like regulator exams like RBI, NABARD, and SEBI. So continuously, I was giving the exam with improving my preparation level. And finally, last week, I cleared the NABARD exam also in IT stream only.
Yes, in IT stream, he has cleared the examination. How many posts were there for
Uh,
IT?
for IT, 15 posts was there, madam.
See, it is so less than generalist posts, right? But see, if I tell you the important things that you have, the students who are watching this must note down is that Siddhesh sir was working earlier also. He had so much working experience, but he had the motivation that he want to become an officer first. Second, that even after completing MEB, he was giving examinations, but if he was not able to clear, what he said in his introduction, that he was improving. So this is what you need to strive for, that continuous improvement. If you show, you will be able to clear. That is what you could also do.
We don't have to demotivate ourselves. We have to find our gaps and then work on the gaps and start improving yourself. And one day definitely will come. You will clear the all the whatever you want the exam. Whichever exam you want to clear, definitely you will clear with the help of improvement. That's it.
See, what a wonderful advice you guys have, that please do not think that if once or twice I could not clear the examination, then I cannot do it. It is not so. You should have the ability to strive forward. You will clear the examination once, if you have the right intention and you are working. Before we move on to preparation journey, Mr. Siddhesh, as we were discussing that you are married and you have two lovely kids, right? So how are they feeling now? Are they happy? Do they know what their father has achieved?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Actually, my daughter is now she's knowing everything very well. So she used to see me that my dad is still studying. Why is again studying the? So last week actually I was in the office and the result was announced. Actually, there was some thing that this week definitely result will come. So actually, little bit I was little bit worried because I have seen so many failures in my laptop. Around 70 to 80 screenshots are there where I have seen the failures of my all the scorecards. So I was little bit nervous. So I told my wife, we'll just check the result after coming from the office. So, but she was having my roll number, so she checked from the website, and then she called me that you have cleared the exam. So that was a really a great day for us, all of us, my daughter, my wife, and my son also very happy, because whatever I'm doing for is for to improve myself. I want to every day. I want to improve myself. Whatever I can see, I definitely I will learn from everyone. That is my
you
main motivation.
you deserve so many congratulations, I would say, again, right? And I can sense that now also you have this feeling that I really want to learn and want to upgrade again myself, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Wonderful thing to know. ठीक है. So moving on to your preparation, right? That how you prepared. The very first thing I want to know, with working, एक फुल टाइम जॉब है, साथ में एग्जाम में भी देना है, एग्जाम क्लियर करना है, तो कैसे मैनेज कर पाए टाइम को?
मैडम टाइम तो बहुत कम था, और इस बार नाबार्ड ने पैटर्न भी पूरा चेंज कर दिया था. They have introduced the 8 subjects. So first I was in the dilemma whether I should go for general stream or IT stream as per the syllabus, because for prelim it was common for both. Sorry, for all the stream, prelim was common, and agriculture and rural development was very little bit tricky for me, because in order to start from the scratch, and in between I have appeared for the FCI AGM exam also. In that also agriculture content was there, so I have studied there also. So I thought that I'll give this exam, and after clearing the prelim, definitely in main exam, definitely I will clear the main exam, but because main exam was for the IT stream. So that confidence I was having, that I have to clear first prelim exam. I have to focus on only on prelim. So I think so 18th September was prelim there. Prelim exam was there. So my complete focus was there on only on the prelim only. So for prelim, I have maths, reasoning, English, computer. I was very good at that, because I have given so many exams. I know the type of question they will ask. The problem is what with only with the ARD, because that is completely new for me. ESI also, it was related to all the schemes and current affairs maximum. So for that, I used to study. I used to read the newspaper every day. The Hindu, I have started the subscription Hindu newspaper, and PIB, and whatever the free stuffs available on the YouTube for the current affair, that I used to study.
ठीक है. तो you first of all had this dilemma कि generalist दूं या IT, but because you had a strong background, you have done ME also, and then you chose IT.
Dilemma was there because of, madam, the number of vacancies. Because I have to, I have decided that I'm going to clear this exam. So whether I should go for general stream or IT stream, then I have taken suggestion from two, three my friends. Then they told that you are good at the IT, you go for IT. Your main obstacle is to clearing the prelim exam. If you clear the prelim exam, definitely you will clear the main exam.
And I think that suggestion worked out, plus your hard work, obviously, which was there, वो तो था ही. And finally IT stream में ही, because you told me earlier that even in around 2015-16 you appeared in examination किया, फिर बीच में एक बार फिर appear किया, लेकिन this time you had मन में पूरा कि अब तो clear करना ही है exam मुझे.
Madam, actually I was giving exam from 2011, 2010, 11 as soon as I passed out, but that time not fully prepared. In between there was some gaps in the exam. I stopped giving exam, but in 2015 again I started giving the exam seriously, and with the kind of a preparation I have cleared some exam, but not able to clear the main exam that time, or main exam or interview final cutoff. But that is a story. We have to move forward, and we have to find out the whatever our gaps are there, that we have to fill definitely, and we will clear. That was my motivation.
What you are yourself a wonderful example of this thing. एक साल दो साल कोई बात नहीं, if you were even having a job right now, you were working, right, लेकिन still you kept on working, striving towards your dream, जो कि हो गया है fulfill. तो आप सिद्धेश, I have one thing before you move on to strategy. काफी मेरे मन में आ रहा है कि I really want to know that, see, in such examinations, in such thing, the family support is very important, जो मुझे अब तक समझ में आया है. तो टेल अस समथिंग अबाउट योर फैमिली. वो सपोर्टिव थे? आपकी वाइफ क्या सब कहते थे कि ठीक है दे दो एग्जाम, या कैसे था?
Yes, and my family support is my strength. Actually, what I want to say. Without family, I don't have able to clear the exam because everyone was supportive, and especially my wife, because she's seeing all the ups and downs with me day to day.
Hmm.
All the failures she has seen very well. I still remember in 2015, I have given the IBPS PO mains exam. That time they have started the prelim mains concept. In 2014, only mains exam were there. So I was not able to clear the final cutoff after the interview. So that day she was really broken because I was unable to clear exam. So I have decided definitely she cried today, but definitely one day I'll bring smile on her face and she will feel proud. So that day has come. We have I have cleared GIC also, GIC exam also, and now NABARD also.
Wonderful.
She was my constant. She's my constant motivator. She believed in me that definitely you will clear. And from the day one, she was telling me, "आपका NABARD में होगा ही." So I used to tell her, "अरे ऐसे तुम बोल रहे हो मुझे ये मतलब but no. She was constantly making myself positive that definitely you will clear the exam. So she's really a backbone of my preparation.
Right. तो her faith in you paid off today. She must be happy. बहुत अच्छी बात
She
है.
was managing everything because after coming from office, I'll directly enter into my bedroom. I have to lock myself. So only for food, I have coming the outside. Other things she is managing completely by her own.
बहुत बड़ी बात है ये. बहुत, it is really a big deal that you got such, you are lucky, I would say, that you got such a partner who is so much supportive, right? And you also paid, I would say, everything back by your hard work and getting selected. Wonderful. बहुत अच्छी बात है. ठीक है. तो prelims आपने कहा was the very first hurdle which you had to clear because in IT you had a strong background. तो what was the strategy that you decided to follow कि मैं ऐसे पढ़ाई करूंगा, या what all things you followed to clear this first step?
For prelims, madam, as per the notification, 100 marks cutoff was there for ARD, ESI, and general awareness. So for that reason, I need to study the current affair. So I used to read the regular newspaper, PIB compilation, and everything, and I used to make the notes of them. Every day I used to make the notes from various newspaper because now generally I'm seeing the IBPS is following the pattern. Those who read the newspaper, because they are asking questions from the newspaper, basic questions, whatever the news are there, from there they are asking the question. So for that reason and various schemes which are available on YouTube, I have studied. I have made the notes of that because schemes I have to study once, and after the mains also for prelim for interview schemes definitely they are going to ask in the interview. They may ask or they may not, but I should be prepared because I have to prepare for that also. And remaining maths, reasoning, English, I was doing a practice little bit because I was good at that. And decision making was a new subject this time. So I was thinking that whether they will ask a question on the critical reasoning type, but they surprise everyone, and they have asked a theoretical question on a scenario basis. So in engineering, I have studied one a PERT technology program, PERT technology. There they have asked the question like that only. So I still remember the one question on the Pareto analysis like that. Decision making was a very tricky this time because it was new to everyone.
Okay. So, but you could manage decision making easily in the exam. Like, how many questions could you solve?
Madam, I have solved around 5 to 6 questions, and it was, madam, actually, if you read paragraph 2 or 3 times now, definitely you will get the answer. एक बार पढ़ के नहीं होगा, मतलब एक बार पढ़ के नहीं होगा. आप बोलोगे कि मैं एक बार पढ़ के आंसर दे दूंगा, नहीं. You have to read that paragraph 2-3 times logically, and उसमें आंसर आपको मिल जाएगा.
ठीक है, ठीक है. तो decision making ठीक है. Quant reasoning you were already good at क्योंकि you have given up other exams also and you were in touch of competitive examinations. तो quant reasoning English एक problem नहीं थी आपके लिए. But still, would you recommend something to the beginners because there are many students who do not have much experience of competitive examinations. तो NABARD specifically कई students ऐसे हैं जिनको quant reasoning से डर लगता है, but they choose NABARD because now especially you just have to clear the cut off जो sectional वाला है, तो उनको आप क्या advise करोगे कि what should they read to make their subjects quant reasoning decent level पे आ जाए?
Madam, for quant reasoning daily practice,
Hmm.
there are various videos available on YouTube. You can refer them, and you can do at least one. Suppose in quant, if you want, if you are spending 5 to 10 minutes on one BI at the beginner level, that is good. You should do practice regularly, madam. Not a single day you should miss that. And reasoning also practice. Without practice, nothing is impossible. You have to do practice. For quant and reasoning, continuous practice is required. And one day, definitely, you will master them.
ठीक है, तो like nothing can beat practice quant reasoning में.
Yes.
तो previous year questions या कुछ mock test would you suggest they should take?
Madam, actually, I have not given because lack of time.
Hmm.
So that I won't able to study. But mock test will be required, or we can say previous year question, memory based question. It is very helpful to know what kind of preparation level you are in currently, and accordingly you will improve yourself.
Right.
For even I have seen that last time for during prelim, even EduTap also started one lecture series. I still remember. You have prepared one complete schedule for day wise and timing. That this time there will be a this topic like general awareness for suppose month of July, August, and then ESI, ARD. So we have segregated the new, videos like that. So I used to refer that video in the before prelim, and that was really helpful for me.
Chalo, we are glad to hear कि students who get selected and they say that they found the videos useful. So see, for prelims phase 1 ESI and ARD was all you had to prepare because in phase 2 तो वो paper होना ही नहीं था, but still 80 marks especially merit section changed pattern के साथ में, तो थोड़ा सा problem आई कि अब डर लगा when you got to know that pattern has changed, that now you will have to give more focus on these two subjects.
Yes, ma'am, because previous year it was that out of 200 the cutoff was decided. So I've seen the cutoff from last 4 to 5 years. It was around 110 to 120, 130. So, but this year it was quite unpredictable, and the paper was also very difficult this time. I can say because all the schemes are just schemes from 2014-15. I still remember they have asked one scheme on stand up India. I think so. So they have asked the question and questions were also lengthy. In ESI and ARD, questions were lengthy. So we have to read, and 80 questions is very difficult to read and get the marks in that.
ठीक है, तो उसके लिए फिर some sources as you have already told, you used to read newspaper, फिर PIB भी आपने mention किया, current affairs you used to prepare.
Yojana magazine.
अच्छा, you used to read every month Yojana edition.
And I used to prepare notes according to my requirement.
ठीक है.
Needed, and other RBI and RBI, SEBI and NABARD websites. Whatever the latest happenings are there.
तो ये तो वैसे मुश्किल रहा होगा. It would not have been that easy to go to the website, make notes.
No, man, it is very difficult that time. But I made this habit so that now I'm having around 5 to 6 books for each and every topics, like that PIB separate book. So for during interview also I refer that, because if they ask one question from that, that will be a bonus for me.
ठीक है, तो hard work तो you have put in a lot, going to the sources, making your own notes, but of course once you make your own notes then you have the confidence because you have the source to revise खुद का, you can depend on it that I know I have made the notes. So that is very very important. If you students who are watching this, if you like to have a source, easy source for revision, so your own notes from the, be it any compiled magazine, if you are referring to any other document, उसमें से notes बना के बहुत easy हो जाता है पढ़ने को, है ना? ठीक है,
आप जितने कंफर्टेबल हो वो ही आप करो, और आप जितना पढ़ोगे उतना डेफिनेटली आपको एग्जाम में याद आएगा ही. अगर वो क्वेश्चन समझो आपने रिवाइज भी नहीं किया है लेकिन वो याद आएगा ही अगर आपने एक बार भी पढ़ा है तो.
तो आप हमें प्लीज टेल मी दैट हाउ डिड यू प्रिपेयर गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स, बिकॉज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दे आर फॉर नाबार्ड एग्जामिनेशन, एंड ऑलवेज इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू हैंडल द स्कीम्स. पुरानी पढ़ें, न्यू पढ़ें, कौन सी कैसे करें? आपने क्या किया स्कीम्स के लिए?
मैंने मैडम स्कीम्स का जो बेसिक है वो मैंने क्यों स्कीम है ये इम्प्लीमेंट हुई है, or during budget, this year budget, last year budget also, they have extended the schemes tenure, like 2024 or whatever. So these are the major highlights which I need to follow. And who is the nodal ministry? So I have compiled all the schemes which are available according to us ministry wise, and I have made the notes of that.
खुद ही notes बनाते थे सारे.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because
Wonderful.
During my teaching also, I used to prepare the notes, so I am having that habit.
ठीक है, ठीक है. And there are few reports also which are relevant for ARD, like livestock census or handloom census. So tell us something about them also.
For that, madam, I have referred the Ministry of Agriculture website, and whatever reports are available on that, that I have studied, and like latest reports also, where the fruit quantity or whatever that is there, that is a numeric data which we have to remember. That I have studied from that one. Agriculture website, then FAO website also I refer for technology advancement in agriculture. Like any topic, any article is there, that will be helpful for me.
ठीक है. तो this was, I would say, this was really hard work that you've put in, going to the websites and preparing the notes उधर से. तो that, लेकिन that paid off, because these are the things that are required, right? तो वो आपने अच्छे से किया. ठीक है. Anything else you would like to tell us about the ESI or ARD part?
ESI and ARD maximum, madam, we have to focus on a current affair. Whatever current happenings are there, that we have to follow. And for ARD, some for agriculture, static part is important, along with the latest happening, latest production details. So that is very, very important to study. Numeric data you have to remember for agriculture, at least for agriculture. But for ESI, we have to remember the current affair.
You did not do the static part of ESI?
No, madam.
Okay. But because I think you were reading newspapers, that might have helped you to get the understanding.
We can link to that, madam.
Yes, because ESI majorly current affairs and agriculture few static part.
Yes, and agriculture schemes also important, very important.
ठीक है. So one last question related to schemes I have, it is which we get a lot of queries, काफी आती है हमारे पास, that मैम कौन सी schemes पढ़ें, which ministry is important more? क्या ऐसा कुछ we can define that these are the more important ministries, ये पढ़नी चाहिए?
For NABARD exam, I would say Ministry for Agriculture schemes are very important. Then finance, then schemes related to economics and everything, whatever the schemes for farmers and for schemes implemented by SEBI and anything like a Mudra scheme and everything. That is really useful, because whatever and latest happenings in the schemes, that is more important. The schemes which are latest in the news for around 1 year, that is very, very useful.
Right. तो जो न्यूज में है एक साल में वो, and especially the ones which are related to farmers, which are related to agriculture sector, even rural sector, right? और even economy को impact कर रही है, जैसे skill development के लिए हो या कुछ MSMEs का हो, तो they are more important. ठीक है, ठीक है, wonderful. So with this, I would like to ask about one more section which is there in your paper. It is computer. तो although it is taken very lightly लेते हैं, पर थोड़े से tips आप दो कैसे पढ़ें?
Madam, computer based, now they are asking some higher level of questions, so we have to read for computer also basics of computer, like history of computer, shortcuts, any shortcuts it is there. So for computer also, I would suggest 1 or 2 hour preparation is needed, at least once in a week or 15 days in a week. Just go through whatever. There are various materials available on our website for computer shortcuts also, or computer history, or we can say computer awareness. You can refer that also, and you can clear the cut-off.
ठीक है, तो any source can be referred to it. ठीक है, ठीक है. तो ये हो गया, it is about our phase 1. Now moving to phase 2. So there were 2 papers, English descriptive and your own IT paper. So first we will discuss about English descriptive, that how did you prepare, because you have to type the answers, essay is there, press is there, letter. तो पहले तो बताओ, how did you prepare for English descriptive?
English descriptive, madam. First, I follow the pattern how to write a letter.
Hmm.
For essay also, in first paragraph you have to start. Then second, third, fourth paragraph, if required, you can just describe the whatever the topics is there, and finally you have to conclude.
Hmm.
And first main important thing is that no spelling mistake, no grammatical mistake.
Hmm.
That thumb rule you have to follow, and you have to believe on yourself. So what I used to do in my home, I used to stop the spell check on the word,
Hmm.
and then I used to type the paragraph, and then I used to check whether some mistakes are there.
Hmm.
I used to correct the spellings. So that is really helpful. So for phase two, typing is most crucial thing.
Hmm.
Even for your subject also, you have to be correct in the spelling
ठीक है.
and grammatically.
ठीक है, तो
Not only
स्पेलिंग एरर नहीं होना चाहिए, ग्रामेटिकल एरर शुड नॉट बी देयर, एंड फॉलो फॉर्मेट
yes,
of writing paragraph.
format
So
is important.
for essays, how did you used to write in paragraph form every answer, or did you used to make points also?
Paragraph, madam. For paragraph.
Hmm.
For essay, I
Okay.
used to write the paragraph,
Hmm.
introduction, then description of the topic in next two, three, four paragraph required, and last paragraph will be a conclusion.
ठीक है. तो because as you said, practice is also required. You have to have a good practice of typing and everything. तो आपने कितने suggest करोगे that these many essays you should write, at least इतने तो लिख के देखने चाहिए आपको?
मैडम अगर आप पढ़ रहे हो न्यूज़पेपर आप डेली पढ़ रहे हो
Hmm.
so definitely you will add more content in the essay
Hmm.
because essays also they are asking from the whatever latest happenings are there or technological essays.
Hmm.
So आपको अगर आपके पास मटेरियल कहाँ से मिलेगा अगर आप डेली पढ़ोगे तो
Hmm.
you can add to that content.
ठीक है. उसके बाद में प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो आप राइट टाइपिंग की.
Yes, typing practice because you have to improve the speed also. Because मैंने इस बार भी देखा था मेरे बाजू में जो एग्जाम में बैठे थे they are not able to write complete paper although they know the content but because of lack of speed तो आपको speed थोड़ा improve करना है because 90 minutes and you have to type so much of words so that is not a easy task तो
राइट.
आपको practice चाहिए उसमें.
तो कंटेंट इज वन थिंग, लिखना आना इज वन थिंग, बट बीइंग एबल टू टाइप इज अनदर. इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू टाइप इन द लिमिटेड टाइम, इट विल बी ऑफ नो यूज देन, राइट?
And मैडम तो phase 2 में जो handout आता है ना that is very very important.
हम्म.
Many students neglect that handout because वहाँ पे लिखा है कि आपको स्पेस देने के बाद एंटर नहीं दबाना है आप नेक्स्ट लाइन पे जाओगे
हम्म.
while टाइपिंग. तो बहुत लोगों को ये पता नहीं रहता और वहाँ पे फिर एग्जाम में वही प्रॉब्लम होता है और उसमें जैसे टाइम निकल जाता है एक एक दो मिनट बिकॉज आप एक लाइन एक स्पेस दोगे एंटर मारोगे आप नेक्स्ट लाइन पे आओगे तो वहाँ पे फिर से फिर बैक करना या कंटेंट ये निकल जाता है. दैट फर्स्ट एंड वन मोर थिंग आप जब भी टाइप करना स्टार्ट करोगे डिस्क्रिप्टिव फर्स्ट एक लाइन लिखने के बाद सेव एंड नेक्स्ट आपको क्लिक करना है सो दैट योर डेटा विल गेट सेव.
राइट. तो थोड़ा ये टेक्निकल चीजें these you should also keep in mind while going to the examination and do ample of practice. ठीक है. तो for letter also you did the practice only format में लिख के practice किया था घर पे?
I type on the type the format and content. I think so. This time I have chosen the credit card loss. That one letter was the credit card duplicate credit card.
हाँ, इशू ऑफ डुप्लीकेट क्रेडिट कार्ड टू द मैनेजर शायद लिखना था. हाँ, ठीक है. तो फॉर्मेट फॉलो करोगे, हो सकता है, इट कैन बी डन.
Yes, format is very very important for letter. उसके ज़्यादा मार्क्स रहते हैं. Then content you can describe.
ठीक है. Right. So English is basically that only. You have to have good practice. It will be better if you read newspapers. You can get content, vocabulary अच्छा होगा, understanding अच्छा होगा. Okay, right. So and typing is also important, as you mentioned. In a matter of 19 minutes, you have to complete the paper. And phase 2, paper 2 is there. Now that is because you had IT stream, so IT paper was there. So although usually generalist stream की ही बात होती है, but you give few tips for IT stream so that जो students अगर IT के aspirants हैं, they may take benefit out of it.
Madam, mainly first you have to follow the syllabus. There this time there were 21 topics. Even for IT also they have added the latest topics also. So I had prepared the notes for each and every topic so that if they ask a theory question, I would able to write that answer. And same thing was happened because this time they have asked compare deep learning, machine learning, and one more topic was there. So they have asked the comparison. So you have to follow the complete syllabus, prepare the notes accordingly. and try to give some quizzes available on the website for IT, especially for IT. Or you can refer the past papers of IBPS SO or SBI SO and UGC NET exam or NET exam questions.
ठीक है, तो ये हो जाएगा. एंड ना वन थिंग, इट इज रिलेटेड टू योर ओन dilemma of generalist या IT stream वाला. तो what do you suggest those who have IT background, उनको भी ये dilemma तो रहता होगा, shall I go for IT और generalist? तो कुछ उनको आप guidance देना चाहोगे?
मैडम एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस की वजह से डिसीजन मतलब लोग लेते हैं कि आई विल गो फॉर जनरल. अब अभी 4 साल हम आपने पढ़ाई की है तो डेफिनेटली आपको उसमें से याद आएगा. इससे बेटर टू गो फॉर IT स्ट्रीम. वहाँ पे आपने 4 इयर्स आपके डिवोट किए हैं तो वहां से आप एक बार आपको सिर्फ रिवीजन की जरूरत है. प्रॉपर टॉपिक्स आपने पहले ही पढ़े हैं. इंजीनियरिंग में आपने अलग अलग एग्जाम्स दिए तो आपको सिर्फ पढ़ना जरूरी है बस. और एक बार रिवीजन करेंगे तो हो जाएगा.
राइट, तो लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं रखना चाहिए. एंड ऑफ कोर्स वो आएगा कॉन्फिडेंस थोड़ा, एज यू सेड दैट यू रेफर टू प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस नाबार्ड के, IBPS SO के, SBI SO के, तो उससे थोड़ा आपको कॉन्फिडेंस मिलेगा दैट आई कैन सॉल्व दीस क्वेश्चंस.
I used to give all the exams of IT, whatever any bank. Like in between there was one exam of Canara Bank and Central Bank. I have given that exam also. For to analyze the type of question they are asking. Even I have given the NPS exam also. IT.
ठीक है, लवली. तो ऐसा आप लोग IT कैंडिडेट्स जो हैं वो कर सकते हैं, बट फॉर द
नोट्स ऑफ प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस.
राइट, वो हेल्प रहेगी उससे स्टूडेंट्स को. ठीक है. एंड फॉर द जनरलिस्ट गाइस, फेज 1 का स्ट्रैटेजी वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. इंग्लिश डिस्क्रिप्टिव के टिप्स भी हमने देख लिए. तो अब चलते हैं टू द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, आई वुड से दैट वाज योर इंटरव्यू, राइट? तो I remember we had a discussion when you were preparing for interview. तभी we used to discuss काफी. हम सिद्धेश जो थे इनके पास he had our interview course, तो हमारी discussion हुई थी regarding the DAF and all. तो tell us your experience of preparation पहले, तो then we will ask what happened in interview.
Ma'am, actually for preparation 31st December result was out for mains and actually I was confident that I will clear the exam. तो मैंने सोचा मैं इंटरव्यू को बाद में कर लूंगा. But after seeing the NABARD interview, they have given a DAF that was very new to me. तो मैंने कभी ऐसे भरा नहीं था ये फॉर्म. तो I still remember EduTap का एक वीडियो था आपका ही कि how to fill the DAF, each and every point we have covered. तो उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें थी कि जैसे एडिशनल आपको क्या लिखना पड़ेगा बिकॉज स्पोर्ट्स मेरे पास उसका सर्टिफिकेट नहीं था. तो व्हाट शुड आई राइट. ये सब चीजें मुझे वहां से पता चली. देन I enrolled for the EduTap interview course. So in that, after enrolling, I have seen various past interview experience of the candidate. Although they are from general stream, but what type of question panel is asking? Like, tell me about yourself. What was a common question? Have you read the NABARD website? So, and EduTap also, they have done the NABARD website in a small, what we can say 20-30 pages का एक ये था collection था.
Right.
You have to study. Even for the annual report of NABARD, जो मैंने देखा था वो around बहुत ज़्यादा पेज का था, लेकिन EduTap के इसमें वो complete summary दी थी कि आपको क्या basically पढ़ना है. So I referred completely that. For interview, I relied only on EduTap, and EduTap's mock interview was really helpful for me.
ठीक है. तो I was really, when I got the call from you, I told you that day I was really happy. My colleagues told me that Mr. Siddhesh has called. So I was like, okay, we used to talk together. So this is a wonderful thing. And you tell us, how was your interview experience when you went there? You were nervous, like everyone. हर कोई होता है, right? So what happened there actually?
Actually, madam, my interview was scheduled at the BKC head office. So I went around 8:30. So suddenly one person called me and told me your interview is going to start within 5 minutes. You have to be ready. I told that 9 o'clock is there. No, panel is ready. Directly I went 9 o'clock for an interview only. As soon as it was a video conferencing. It was the first time for me. So sir, R. Gandhi sir was there and Surekha madam and one more sir was there from the NABARD, I think so. So they started asking me the questions regarding my profile, why I want to join NABARD. That was the main question. So for that we have in my home also I have prepared the question with my discussing with my wife. So what I should say, why I want to join NABARD.
Hmm.
So some things are that you have to connect and you have to explain yourself why you want to join NABARD.
Hmm.
So and little bit about my work profile they have asked
Hmm.
and what I'm doing currently and mainly question was there from my stream only. They have asked the question.
IT stream questions.
Yeah, and they have asked me the NABARD infrastructure also, whether I know how NABARD is functioning.
Hmm.
What are the different portals are there in the NABARD? They asked me about
Hmm.
Ensure platform. So
Hmm.
why it is used, who is using the Ensure?
Hmm.
So that kind of a question they ask, and mainly profile based. Whatever you fill in the biodata, they are going to ask from that only.
Hmm. ठीक है. So how did you answer the question when they asked you, okay, why do you want to join NABARD? आपने क्या, what did you say?
Actually, as soon as I entered, I was a little bit nervous because panel is not in the front of me, and I was no, I'm not knowing that whether they will able to listen me properly or not.
Hmm.
But after one or two questions from R. Gandhi sir,
Hmm.
I was little bit comfortable,
Hmm.
and because he was continuously smiling,
Hmm.
so that was a comfort level. Then they are asking the questions, so I start answering in
Hmm.
the proper way, whatever they ask
Hmm.
up to the mark. You don't have to just tell the summary. You have to just tell the in points, 1 or 2 points, whatever they are asking, you have to tell.
ठीक है.
So my first question from sir was that why you want to tell me about yourself, why you want to join NABARD. Then I was handling the data center and disaster recovery side in my current organization. So
Hmm.
they asked about the question that only why we require disaster recovery side,
Hmm.
what are the conditions we should take in the consideration while
Hmm.
invoking the DR. Then even the madam also, Sulekha madam also was asking question me about my profile only,
Hmm.
what you are doing in the, and you will do the same work in the NABARD also.
Hmm.
That was a question.
Hmm.
So I told ma'am that here I will devote myself to the rural development and agriculture sector and various schemes have been implemented by the NABARD
Hmm.
and digitization and all these things, IT support is very important.
Right. So the pillars of your interview are basically Joe, what you can prepare, and then what usually they ask questions. Joe, I can get from our conversation is that first you should be very strong about your own application form. वो अच्छे से fill करना है. Questions are asked from it. Then your background, if it is a qualification or work experience, तो work experience में तो ज़्यादा जाते हैं. They ask more questions, right? Then third is about NABARD. What is the function of NABARD? वो क्या कर रहा है? So these are the three major things जो हैं. And fourth, I think newspaper reading you were doing, तो कहीं वो भी help करता ही है.
Because they might ask because that time Ukraine and Russia war just started.
Hmm.
So we have to keep what are the impacts on our country
ठीक है.
like
ठीक
that.
है. So these are basically the four pillars that Mr. Siddhesh has told us. You should prepare that. And overall, as we see that questions are from these things only,
Yes.
right?
And
So
was
I.
about website is very, very important. Multiple times you have to visit the website, all the departments.
Hmm. ठीक है. The good knowledge you should have, and website is a good source actually. NABARD website, right?
Very, very important and very nice and user friendly.
Hmm. So that you should definitely cover. So ठीक है, all the deserving candidates out there who are watching this video, if you prepare well for phase one, you clear phase one, phase two, then you will go for your interview definitely. और ये सब tips are gonna be helpful to you, right? तो ठीक है, that was a very insightful conversation. काफी आपसे हमें motivation मिला, काफी सारी चीजें पता चली, and we were very glad to have you today on our channel.
Thank you.
Anything you would like to say before going to our aspirants?
I would like to suggest all the aspirant one thing. You should first confidence on yourself. Second thing, try to focus on phase wise. I'll focus on phase one right now. After phase one exam, the day after phase one exam, you should start preparing for phase two, irrespective of the result, whether I will clear phase one or phase two or not. So definitely, whatever you will learn, you will gain some knowledge, and that will be helpful for any other future exam or your self building also.
ठीक है. The words of wisdom they were one phase at a time, and if you are working hard with motivation, you shall be able to clear.
Yes, definitely, madam.
Right. So we wish you all the very best for your role as an officer in NABARD. And thank you for this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.